This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Yesterday, whatever we discussed with respect to basic accounting rules or the journal entries, whatever we listed, assignment, whatever you had taken. Is this clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
You were able to write some transactions along with the accounting entry, thinking from a company point of view. What is getting debited?
Yes,
What
sir.
is getting credited? At least some basic idea you got, right?
Yes, some basic idea, yes.
Right. So that is more important because it takes couple of days time for everybody to get familiar to it. Because maybe there might be a gap. After a long time, you may be working on these things, or you may be working on these things for the first time because you're not from the commerce or accounting background. But it's only a couple of days of matter. Within a few days, you will all be all right. Okay, so next, what we will do today is we will try to understand certain points with which you will talk to a user, with which you will be interacting or discussing with your clients when you're in a project. Okay. Now, in general, let's assume that you're in a project and assume that you're in the implementation project. Let's assume you're in an implementation project. The moment we think that you're in an implementation project, in this situation, in this case, is your client working on SAP currently or not working?
Not
Right? In case if you take implementation project, client is not working on SAP. And now client wants to implement SAP. Now client wants to get into SAP. Assuming you are in this project, what we need to do is you have to conduct workshops or you need to be part of the workshops. Yes or no? Workshops,
yes, sir.
or you also call it as requirement gathering sessions. Anybody heard these terminologies?
Yes, sir.
Sessions or demos. You'll have to give demo also to the client, or you'll have to also give presentations. Now, all this might be your task when you join a project, which is an implementation project. Sometimes your rollout also. But let's assume, considering implementation project at the beginning. One sec. Okay. Okay, workshop, requirement gathering session, demo, presentation, we have to give. Now, in this case, what you need to do is, here you're talking to your client, here you're talking to the user, in which you just need to make them understand the process in SAP. Is this correct?
Yes.
If you
Yes,
talk
sir.
about any topic, you just need to talk the process in SAP. No configuration, no T codes, no user manual, nothing. You just need to explain how the process happens in SAP. When you say how the process happens in SAP, according to the user, according to the client, according to them, they say that GL process. What else they say?
APR, fixed assets.
They say AP, AR, fixed asset, how they use cash, how they use bank,
Banks.
taxes, different kind of reports. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like this, they will be talking. How we do the collection entries, how we do the payment entries, all this kind of thing they will be asking. we need to make sure what and all this. If you're talking about a GL, if you need to explain about GL accounting, GL process in SAP to a user, and they are not interested to know the configuration part of GL, am I correct?
Yes.
Yes.
All they want to know is how GL process works in SAP. Similarly, AP, how AP process works in SAP, AR, and so on, every other topic. And here, the way you talk to your client, the way you give a presentation should be different, or it should be the way you learned, the way you practiced.
Both are different.
Right? Both are different. When I say both are different, you need to make sure sometimes when you're working in a project, your manager might ask you to prepare a document, prepare a presentation, because we need to give a demo to the user. We need to give a demo to the client. Now, if you're working in those projects where your manager is asking you to prepare a document, prepare a PPT, or conduct a workshop in which you will make your client understand what is SAP FICO, what are the features of SAP FICO, how it works. They might ask you to demonstrate the process of GL, AP, AR, and so on in a test company code on your SAP. Some dummy company code you will take, or SAP standard provided company code we will take. We will create a GL account. We will show this GL reports. We will see how entries are posted. We will see how it is more secured, how it is more user friendly, different points. While talking to any client, while talking to any user here, you need to make sure you talk things in favor to a client, you talk things in favor to a company. Am I correct?
Yes,
It
sir.
is not that you will not tell, no, SAP is actually very tough. If you're using a Tally, if you use SAP FICO, no, your users will not be happy. User will feel very uncomfortable. It will take long time. Many things they put, it says authorization errors, different kind of thing. If you tell, nobody will keep you in the project. Agree? You should know
Yes, sir.
where you're talking. You should know with whom you're talking. You should know what is the context of your discussion, meeting, or whatsoever. Accordingly, you need to talk. Meaning, you need to be active as a FICO consultant. If I'm working in a project, which is my implementation, I'm talking to a client, I'm giving a presentation demo to a client. I need to make sure I will present things in such a way that the client feels comfortable with SAP FICO. If they say that, okay, we are comfortable with this, then you will be the one who is going to implement SAP for them. You will be the one working in that project. Right? And you need to make sure how I will talk. If I need to explain these things to a user, to a client, make sure you have a clear clarity. And you would have seen different kind of PPT documents, presentations. If you have not seen, you can just Google SAP FICO PPT. You'll get a lot of PPT documents on Google, and you will see how they're preparing slides and how they explain to it. And these things you may have to do it in your projects. Not necessary you prepare this document because all these documents are ready-made. Nobody will prepare it. Everybody will take from different sources and they edit it according to their requirement. They'll proceed further. Now, in these cases where you will be giving a demo, where you will be explaining the features, functionalities, process of each and every point in SAP, after that, you need to talk to the client, you need to sit with the user, understand their process. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
After that, we need to sit with them, understand their process. While sitting with them, understanding their process, you need to make sure whatever they are explaining, you are in a position to understand. Later on, whatever the process they are explaining, you need to understand. And for you to understand, do not be in a situation only if they use SAP configuration, only if they talk T code, SAP terminology, I will understand. That way, no user will talk to you because you're in the implementation in which Client is not using SAP currently, right? In your implementation, if your client is currently not using SAP, they will not talk to you in the SAP terminology. They will not talk to you in SAP terminology. Instead, they talk to you in the business terminology.
Yes, sir.
Is
Yes.
that right? And these business terminology, whatever the process that is being followed in their company as of now, at this moment, that is what they will tell. And when you hear their existing business process, try to understand what are they referring to. GL, ask them how your entries are being posted currently, how many masters you have currently, and you would have heard something called questionnaire,
Yes, sir.
FICO
Yes, sir.
questionnaire or something. Even if you Google SAP FICO questionnaire, you will get some questions from Google also. I will forward some questions or some kind of thing in the group today. Just go through it. And then even if you Google it, you will get all these points. And refer to, okay, these are all the questions that I need to ask. When you go through them, you will get to know, okay, this is how I need to ask the questions. Don't by heart the questions. That is only to get you an idea. That's it. And after that, based on the project, based on the client, based on the user, you need to form questions on your own. And when you're asking the questions, you'll have to be very careful. Don't ask the basic questions and all. Ask the questions to understand the process. Like if you take GL account, you need to ask them how many entries do you post a day. Then they may say that we post on an average 2000 entries a day. Ask them how many GL accounts you have. Currently, how many GL masters you have, and ask them what kind of reports are you reviewing, are you generating on a daily basis. Right? So any specific reports that you are preparing manually out of system. Not necessary every report you will get from the system, right? Sometimes whatever the report that you want, you will download the data, you will prepare manually on the Excel sheet by combining different data. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You see many reports, they don't get from the system. What they do, they download the data from the system and they do different VLOOKUP and then they add a different here and there to the data and then they'll form a report. Manually, they will prepare the report in Excel. What kind of reports are they preparing out of the system? And what issues they are currently facing in each of the process. Let's say GL. While posting the data entry, what kind of issues you are currently facing? Do you have any controls in the system, in your current system? Like anybody can post anything or you have any restrictions? These people cannot post entries into this account, or if the amount is beyond a limit, they cannot post the entry. Likewise, do you have any controls set up in the current system? And what kind of problems majorly you're facing with your current system? If everything is okay, if everything is fine, they will not decide to come to SAP. Is this correct?
Yes, sir.
If everything is working fine with the current system, they're okay with the current system only. The reason that they choose to go to SAP is because current system they find something not comfortable, not convenient to meet their requirement. And when they're coming into SAP, make sure their existing problems you clearly understand first. Because in SAP, every module, GL, AP, AR, whatsoever, are straightforward. Standard functionality is provided by SAP. If you set up those configuration steps, it will work by default. But this by default standard process will not be meeting anyone's requirement. Why it will not meet anyone's requirement? Because everybody has their own requirement. Everybody wants to have their data security. Everybody wants to have controls that nobody can do whatever they want in the system. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
For example,
Yes,
you
sir.
take your mobile phone only. I'll give you a mobile phone or you buy a mobile phone. You will not keep it because it is your mobile phone, right? And you will put a lock to it. And you know only you will use the mobile. Still you put lock. You put face detection, fingerprint, all this kind of thing. Why? Because you wanted to keep it safe and secure, right? Not anybody can use your mobile phone. And even
Yes,
the screen lock, you will also put application lock. For gallery, you want nobody to see the photos. You might put a lock to your phone pay, Google Pay payment, or bank related applications, chatting related application, because you wanted to keep it safe and secured. Why? Because your requirement is different. That does not mean everybody will put locks for everything, right?
sir.
Right? Slowly we need to make sure, yes, every client also will have their own expectations, their own requirement. First, you understand their expectations, understand their requirement, accordingly provide solutions. Do not be with a mindset that, okay, I am implementing SAP and I know how each functionality works. I know what config to be made for each of the process. I will do the config. Nobody will be okay, because clients are more interested in controls. How safe is it? How secure it is? How it is integrated with other? They are more interested to listen to it from you. They are more interested to see these kind of features from the system, and show them the same. Ask them that currently when you're generating a report, do you have any these things? How many reports are you preparing on a daily basis? How many reports are you making on a weekly basis? How many reports are you making on monthly basis? And are all these reports coming from the system currently? No. How many reports are you making manually? Then they will tell, okay, around 10 reports we are making manually. How long it will take for you to prepare these reports manually? They say that one report will take 30 minutes, one report will take 2 to 3 hours, one report will take one whole day to prepare. Possible or not? And we do
Possible,
not
sir.
have
Yes, sir.
any proof that the report is properly made, because these are all manually prepared. The user who is working on the report can make a mistake, can manipulate the data. Possible or not?
Possible,
Accuracy
sir.
of the
Yes.
report is a question mark. I cannot say that this is 100% accurate, because there may be a problem in my Excel formula, there may be a problem in my copy paste in Excel, or when I downloaded the data, I would have downloaded the data today morning 7 o'clock. But after I downloaded the data, there may be additional entries posted. Now I am missing those entries in my report. Am I correct? It is not real time data, right? When I want, because it is a time taking as it is manually prepared. And what kind of controls you have in the system to avoid the errors, to avoid the issues in the system? All this, when you make a note, you will understand actual problems that the client is facing with the current system in the current process. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
First, you always try to understand what are the current problems that are faced by your client in their existing system as of now. This has to be strictly understood to make sure that your implementation goes smooth. It is not that, okay, FICO project I am working on, I am implementing, I will configure GL, AP, AR, whatever the config we've learned, I will go do it. It will not work out. As I said, standard things, when you do it, nobody will be okay to it. Everybody wants additions to it. Everybody wants customization to it. Everybody wants controls to it. They say that no, not everybody should post the entry into customer account. They will tell no, not everybody should be allowed to post payment entry. This report should not be seen by everyone. Then you need to understand how their users are currently categorized, segregated, how many users they have in the accounting or in the finance, how they are segregated based on their work. GL, how many users you have, how many users are entering the GL document, are they all sitting at one place, or they are sitting at different places? Possible? Your users may be sitting at different location entering the data. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? And currently, do you have any process manual, user manual? If a user is joining newly, how do you educate the user? How do you train the user? Do you have detailed user manual to be given to the user who joins newly in your company, in your team? In GL team, somebody is joining, they do not know, or they hire a fresher. Do they have the manuals? Are they up to date? Are they accurate? Are they self learning based to the end user to follow it and then do it on the system? All these points we'll have to ask. And then ask generic questions related to what are their expectations and what improvements they are seeing from the process. Because you will be discussing with the each module, each process owner. GL is there. There is somebody who is responsible for GL. AP, there is somebody who is responsible for total AP. Similarly, AR, they will tell you in AP, this is what we are doing. In AR, this is what we are doing. These are the problems currently we are facing. These are the issues that we are currently facing. On month end, we have to sit, we will be extending 3-4 hours because data is not available. We cannot do anything fast. We have to sit and do everything manually. And you'll have to consider all these points. And when they come into SAP, the expectations are like everything is automated. Practically automating everything is not possible. Am I correct? Users will think after implementing SAP FICO, everything will be smooth, everything will be so easy. No, not easy, not smooth. In fact, in any company, when SAP FICO is implemented, things will be very tricky. Things will be very tricky. Users will not be comfortable. It is not user friendly, to be honest. Users will get confused. And they see that there are a lot of restrictions to do anything in SAP FICO. Is my statement correct?
Yes, sir.
You will find a lot of restrictions because you cannot do whatever you want like you did it in your previous system. You wanted to pull a report, it will tell you are not authorized. You wanted to enter the data, simple debit credit will take a little time because you have to enter so many points. There are many checkpoints in SAP. It will do many validations before it allows you to post the entry. Users will tell, no, this is taking long time for me to enter the data. In my previous system, I was able to do it just like that. Now see how many errors I'm getting for every document, how I will complete my work. Common in every SAP FICO project after go live. This is common in every project. User is not satisfied, user is not happy because it is not user friendly. This is your client friendly, not user friendly. Client friendly in the sense, if you are the business owner, you will be happy if your data is secured, right? You will be happy if nobody can do whatever they want. Like your previous system does not have these control points, but now you have it. Now here you are getting all the reports, all the data, whatever you want, just by one click, which you were not getting before. You had to depend on others. From a business point of view, from a company point of view, are all these benefits or not?
Yes, sir.
Right? But from a user point of view, they say that no, this is very difficult. It's taking long time for me to enter the data. Whenever I enter, I'm getting so many errors. I'm not getting support from the FICO consultant on time. And I'm stuck because I'm getting this error. I wanted to pull the report. I don't have the access to the report. Quite common at the initial stage in every FICO project. Quite common all over the world. And you need to understand how do you tackle these situations. How do you handle the users? How do you talk to the user who are not satisfied with the system? And you'll have to talk to them, you'll have to make them understand. Any error coming, you have to tell them. These are all the control points in the system. Like, not everybody can do whatever they want. Like, unlike your previous system, this is all based on the role and authorization. If you want to see a report, you need to have the authorization to see it. For the authorization, this is what the structure designed. And if you wanted to get the authorization, get the approval from your manager and send it to us. We will add the authorization of the so-and-so report. You're trying to post a document. Currently, you're working in AP side, and then you wanted to post an entry to customer account. Assuming in the previous system you were allowed. Now you are not. You will tell, no, in my previous The system I was able to post customer entry also. Why I'm not posting here? Then there was no control. Now here there is a control. If you are posting for vendor, you may not posting to customer. If you want both, get the approval, get the authorization. Now whatever you're doing is monitored or not? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Whatever your user is doing, everything is monitored. By just entering the user ID, you can know this user is assigned with what roles. With these roles, what this user can do in the system. If you find any activity, no, these users are not supposed to see this report. These users are not supposed to make these entries. Remove the authorization. Remove the authorization the way you want to control the system. Control the user. And whatever user is doing, everything is tracked. User is entering a data with A. Later on, he is changing from A to B. You will understand. You can see practically on system when user entered the data with A and when he changed from A to B and who changed it, on what date, at what time, everything is tracked. In short, you have full control on the system. And you can add additional controls with the help of the technical team called as ABAP team, which will make your client feel more comfortable on the system. And as a FICO consultant, these points you need to make sure you are getting familiar to initially. Okay, this is what they do. Do not think that we will straight away work in a project where we will do all the configuration and all. That is not the actual work that you do in a project. When you talk to the user, you'll have to talk about different points. All right. And then there is something called RICEF object. Anybody heard something called RICEF object?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
RICEF object is nothing but additional functionality that we are adding apart from whatever is provided by SAP. Is this correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You are adding additional feature, additional functionality in SAP apart from whatever is provided by standard. Let's say I am looking at a report. Now in report I want to add additional column. That is part of my RICEF object. I want a new report altogether. I am entering the data. While posting the data, I said, no, I don't want these things to happen. Put this restriction. Like that, there are many RICEF objects. Now, in this RICEF object, you have a meaning for everything. When I say W, what is this W?
Workflows.
Workflow.
Workflow. R,
Reports.
reports. I,
Interfaces.
Interfaces.
Interface.
interfaces. C,
Customizations.
Conversion.
Conversions.
Convergence.
conversions. E,
Enhancements.
Hence.
Enhancement.
E is your enhancement. F,
Forms.
Form.
forms. In short, these are your RICEF object. When you say RICEF object and this WRICEF, somebody call it as RICEF, somebody call it as RICEFW. Somebody will put W at the beginning, somebody will put a W at the end, but both are same. Don't get confused when somebody says RICEF, when somebody says RICEFW, both are same. 6 letters with a W at the beginning or with a W at the end, but both are same. When you say workflow, what is workflow in general?
Approval.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Approval.
Follow any hierarchy and for approval.
Correct. Workflow is nothing but approval. For example, I am creating a purchase order. I am creating a sales order. I am creating a payment or any other thing. There should be some approval mechanism. Somebody should approve it in the
Yes, sir.
system. That is your workflow. How many level of workflow you want, and who is the first approver, who is the second approver, what should happen if you reject it. Now anything that you're talking about RICEF object, and these are technical objects and related to ABAP.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
these
sir.
RICEF objects are technical object and which are to be worked upon by the ABAP consultant based on the functional requirement. We are functional consultant. We need to get the client requirement, understand the business requirement, and explain this to the ABAP consultant, and then they will work on it. And when you explain it to the ABAP consultant, he understands. But there is a documentation for everything. Anything that you are working on RICEF object, what document you will give it to the ABAP?
Functional specification.
FS document, functional specification.
FS document. Can I write functional specification, FS or FSD?
Yeah.
Functional specification document.
Yes, sir.
And the same terminology you will hear from your interviewer everywhere. And make sure slowly you are getting familiar to these points. Then as we start our configuration, wherever there is a possibility of your RICEF object, all this kind of thing, when we discuss then and there, it is easy for you to connect. Okay, workflow means it is all about approval. Report means self-explanatory. Everybody knows what is a report, right?
Yes, sir.
It may be
Yes.
related to a master, it may be related to a transaction. Report related to master or transaction. Your client might ask for a new report development. Okay, your client might ask any changes in the existing report, or anything is possible. In short, any data that they're reviewing related to master, related to transaction, if they want any new report, they will say that we want this report. And for any new report that your client is asking for, you need to make sure you will get the report format in the Excel sheet.
Yes, sir.
Everybody is aware how do you get a report, right? When you get a report, you need a format of the report. You need to ask your client to give me the report format, show me the current report, send me the current report output, whatever you prepared, and let me understand how the report is prepared. How did you get this data and what you did with this data to arrive at the final output? Did you combine any other data? Is everything coming from the system or anything added from you from outside the system? That is also possible. And all these things you need to understand. Accordingly, make a note of the requirement related to report. Interface. This is what?
Flow of data between two systems.
Exchange of data between two systems.
This is in short
Data exchange.
Yeah,
data exchange with other system. It can be any system, SAP or non-SAP. Am I correct?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Data exchange means you may be sending the data, you may be receiving the data with another system, maybe another third-party system or another SAP system. How many systems your client is using other than SAP? Sometimes client will be using SAP, client will also be using other application, let's say for sales, for procurement, for HR, for any other thing, they may be using other system also. Or they may be having other companies, other legal entities where there is no SAP. And you wanted to consolidate everything in SAP. You need to push the data from there to SAP. Accounting. And when we are referring to interface, we are referring to receiving or sending financial data. Which data?
Financial data.
Financial data, either master or transaction again. If you are receiving, how are we receiving? If you are sending, how are we sending? That you need to understand. And what it is and all, we will discuss in detail as we move forward. At this moment, just get to know what is what, so that you are familiar. Okay, there is something called RICEF object, which is very important in any implementation project. Conversions.
Transfer of data between two systems.
Conversion.
One form to another form. Right.
Huh.
This is, can we say, data upload?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Or in short, mass data upload. At a time, how will I convert my data into SAP uploadable format? Let's say I have 1000 GLs. How can I convert this into SAP format and then load it? Entries. In short, you would have heard something called BDC.
BDC.
Simple
Yeah.
example.
Yes, sir.
Anybody heard something called BDC?
Yes, sir.
Batch data
Yes.
conversion.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Enhancement.
New feature, adding of new features.
Without
In
modification.
existing one.
Undo.
Right. In the enhancement, you don't make anything new, but you will just enhance the functionality of it.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
New configuration.
Let's say functionality enhancement. Enhancing means you are enlarging the functionality, you're adding additional feature to it in the same program given by the SAP. You don't make anything new. In the existing one, it is going to direction A, you will redirect it to B. Something like that. Okay, SAP will give different points. Forms.
Creating any customized forms.
Because yeah.
This is basically smart forms which are printed. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
These are basically smart forms which are printed. And all these forms are legal documents.
Yes, sir.
All these forms, whatever we generate, are the legal document, meaning you have to submit this document to your customer, your vendor, or banks, anybody, legally. In short, these are official documents. And when you have this RICEF object in any of the project, are these common or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
These are common in every project. In short, in every implementation project, these are common. And when you look at implementation project, and let's say there is a scope. In every implementation project, there is a scope, meaning your work is limited. When I say work is limited, as per the initial discussion, as per the initial estimation quotation agreement, they say that, okay, these are all the things which we will deliver, which we will complete in this project. That's where the scope item, meaning it is discussed, it is agreed, it is not agreed. Like that, you need to understand what are the scope items in this project, meaning what we are supposed to do. Okay, let's say in the scope item there are certain points and which you are sticking to it and then you're doing it. Anything which is not part of the scope item, you should not do that config, you should not enable that functionality. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You should clearly understand what is in scope, what is agreed, what is to be delivered. Only those object, only those config, only those functionality we have to set up, rest we should not. Because anything other than this coming is called as new requirement, or there is a change in the requirement which is not agreed at the initial stage, because based on the scope you will be defining a blueprint. Whatever is
Yes,
there
sir.
in the blueprint you have to set up. You set up something which is not agreed, which is not part of a blueprint anywhere, might bounce back. They may say that why this is set up when we did not ask for it. Your manager might ask, somebody else might ask, who did this configuration, why this functionality is activated when this is not in scope. Meaning even when we do the configuration in the project, you have to be careful, strictly look at the blueprint, go through the blueprint, look at the scope document, understand the scope document, accordingly do the config. Otherwise, what will happen? When we do the practice, we tend to do all the configurations, yes or no?
Yes,
We
sir.
do not know what will happen if I do this config, but we will do the config. It's okay, when error comes, we will see. That is our thought, that is our mindset. But in the project, this will not work. Any functionality that you're configuring, you should know what is the impact of it, what will happen with this, whether this is agreed or not agreed. If this is agreed, this process is part of the blueprint, do it. If not, don't do it. Ask your senior, ask your project manager whether this is in scope, then do it. If not, don't do it. Because all these documents like scope and all may be with you, may not be with you. Right? These documents may be shared with you or may not be shared with you. And according to this, when you do the configuration, you need to understand what is the client process. When I say what is the client process, did client ask for any specific requirement in this? Any control points, any validations, any enhancement, any RICEF object is applicable here, make a note. If nothing is there, then it is understood standard process. Right? If nothing is there, it is understood, it is a standard. Then configure the system. Make sure in this process what test cases are available. User stories or test cases, test script, test scenario. Ensure, okay, with this my configuration, these test cases can be executed. That you should know. And that is how you'll have to practice. What configuration you are doing, with this configuration, what entries, what reports can be generated. Client is telling, no, we have only the standard functionality, we don't have any specific requirement. Then you know that all the standard functionality is provided by SAP only. You do the standard config, standard functionality will work. And then while working on it, while defining it, you should be in a position to see from the business point of view, will this meet the requirement, or any validation, any checkpoint, any control point, any restriction will help the business. Wherever you feel, no, here if you put a restriction like this, it will be more beneficial. You can control the users. Data is more refined. Nobody can post entries left and right. You'll have to propose the user, client. This can be done here. It's a standard feature. Then they say that, okay, we will do it. Client will ask, no, I want this report, that report. There are so many reports provided by SAP. Based on the report that they are asking, based on the purpose of the report, based on the data that they're expecting in the report, you should know there are so many standard reports in SAP.
Yes,
When
sir.
we practice, what we do, we look at only 2-3 reports. But in SAP, you will find so many standard reports. You'll have to pull the report, look at the output, and see, just get a high level understanding. Okay, each report is giving me the output. What is the difference between all these reports? Something should be different. That is why many reports are available. Then you'll have to see and then look at what is my client expecting. Your report may not be exactly matching with the client requirement, but closely many reports will match. Look at those reports, show your client these are the standard reports which you can ready to use it. Your client will tell, no, I don't want this, I want like this only. Okay, this is not a standard. In standard, these are the reports available, I have shown you, and you are not okay with it. You wanted a report in this way. This information is required. Okay, this is not a standard, this is a custom. We'll have to design this report. Send me the format. Send me the format, and then we will sit with you, understand the report logic, and then we will develop it. Then you will add it to a customization request, RICEF object list. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Like this, by the time you complete your requirement, you may be having, let's say, in the scope, assuming 50 RICEF objects are agreed. How many? Just an example, 50.
50.
Now your scope document is for all the project, for the entire project, including all the module. Now this 50 RICEF object may be including everything, all modules. Together we will develop 50 customizations. RICEF, whatever it is coming from WRICEF, Overall 50 we will deliver in the budget that we have given. Now, when you list out the RICEFW object, for sure it is more than 100, let's say 150. Your company agreed to deliver how many RICEFW objects?
50.
50. But during the project requirement gathering, during the workshop, how many we identified?
150. 150.
150. Do you really think we will do 150?
No.
No.
No, sir.
You will not tell this to client, okay, we have only 50, please make sure you will give me less data and all. You will not tell this to anyone. Because as per the requirement gathering session, you have to collect all the requirement. Wherever they're asking for something requirement, which is not standard, you will include it under RICEFW object. You need to specify whether it is part of WRICEF. Overall 150 identified. Out of 150, we need to take up only 50 as per your implementation.
Yes, sir.
Then there will be a discussion with the client again. They say that we agreed to deliver 50 RICEFW object as per our initial discussion, and we also budgeted, we also prepared the financials according to 50 RICEFW object. Now there are 150 identified, and your client will tell small things, so no, please do it, and all. Client will also ask. Some negotiation will happen, and then they say that okay, we will do it, let's say 70. We will do it 70. I will increase 20. We will do it 70 because the project has got a fixed timeline, start date, end date.
Yes, sir.
Every implementation project will have a strict timeline. Let's say the project is starting in the month of May 2025 and it will end in February 2026. Then it is agreed that we will hand over the system to the client on Feb 2026. Possible or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I prepared these timelines considering 50 RICEFW object. If I increase it, if I'm increasing my work, definitely I have to increase my timeline. It will not be completed in March, February. Maybe it will be extended for another 2 to 3 months because of the scope of the work is increased.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Because I need additional manpower, I need additional time to do it. So I need additional manpower, meaning additional payment I need. If my project is extending it for 3 months, I'll have to make sure for the next 3 months I'll have to pay from project cost to the staff expenses. Then client will tell, okay, this will attract the additional financial, and they say that okay, this is a change requirement, this is the additional requirement, new requirement, which we will take it up separately, not part of this. If we include them here, timelines will be affected. We will not be able to hand over the system, deliver the system in February. It will definitely get extended by another month or 2 months. A week or 2 is okay because you will be extending, you will be working on some weekends, you'll close the work. But if the scope of work is beyond a limit, no other go, you have to extend the project by 1 month, 2 months, which will attract the additional cost to the client. Then what we will do, we will say that okay, 150 is identified, we will work on 70, remaining 80 you get it done in the support. Remaining 80, where we will tell them to get it done? Support. Once implementation is completed, let's say you will have implementation. After implementation, you will be on hypercare support. After hypercare support, AMC support. Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Once implementation is completed, you will have hypercare support. Hypercare support is only for 1 month to maximum 3 months. That's it. In the hypercare support, you will have the same implementation team. In short, here you will get A, B, C, D, E, F consultant. Here also same A, B, C, D, E, F consultant. Am I correct?
Sir, what is AMC full form?
Annual maintenance contract.
Yes, application maintenance contract.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, now in AMC or in the support, let's say, now in which two project you have the same consultant?
Implementation project and
Implementation and
hypercare
hypercare.
support.
Implementation and hypercare, because the one who did the implementation is the one who will do the hypercare support. If you are part of the implementation team, you will be part of the hypercare team also, because you are the one who did all the configuration, right?
Yes, sir.
And once the project go live is completed, initial 1 month, initial couple of months are part of hypercare support. In the hypercare support, the consultant who configured the system will provide the support. After that, from hypercare support team to the AMC support team, there is a KT. Now, in this case, your company may be same, your company may be different. For example, implementation is done by, let's say, Deloitte. Hypercare will be done by whom?
Deloitte. That's it.
Delight.
Deloitte only. Your AMC support, not necessary it is Deloitte, it may be Deloitte, it may be Infosys, it may be Wipro, it may be anyone, depending on the client. Depending on the client, they feel that no, Deloitte is quoting more money for support, they may go for another company which is quoting less money. Anything is possible, but majoritarily they will go with the initial support with the same company for first 2 years or so, because initially when they get the project contract itself, they will write the contract for 2 years or 3 years. Okay, we will do the implementation and then we will give the support for next 2 years. After 2 years support is over, then it is their choice where to do, whether to continue with the same or they have to go with the other. Okay, in that case, what will happen? The team of hypercare support will provide KT to the AMC support, because it is a project handover now from implementation team to the support team.
Yes, sir.
Project manager for implementation is different, project manager for support is different, and all the documents, everything must be handed over to the support team. Whatever the open points are there, action points are there, which are part of the implementation deliverable, which is not delivered, you'll have to give the status of everything, to what extent work is completed, what is pending, what is to be done, everything must be handed over to the support team. And you'll have to ensure you are in a position to get this KT or receive the KT, give the KT or receive the KT. Because no surprise, sometimes you may be in the implementation hypercare support, sometimes you may be in the AMC support also. There is no rule, I will always be here. You may be in any of the stage when you get a job. And make sure what happens in each of the stage, what happens in each of the project. With this basic points, you will get to know, okay, here this is happening, here that is happening. Reason we need to know now, because once we start the configuration, we will connect all the points. In this project, this will happen, here that will happen. At that moment, practically you will get to know while working on SAP. You will create some company code and all, you know that, okay, this is all configuration, which we do it in implementation project. If these points we are not able to understand, it will create unnecessary problem once we are in the market. Because everybody is aware, implementation, support, rollout project. And when you do the practice, your practice will always begin from a company code. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
In SAP, our practice will always begin from company code. And if you are asked a question, or if you ask yourself, I am now creating a new company code, what kind of a project I will do this work in real environment? Is it support? You will create a new company code?
No.
No, sir.
You will not create a company code in support project. Then it is possibly an implementation, or it is possibly a rollout.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? Let's say I am creating a chart of account also. I'm creating different configurations. You need to understand in which kind of a project I will do this settings. Some settings you will do only in implementation. Some settings you will do only in support. Some settings you will do only in rollout. Some settings you will do everywhere. But differentiation is required or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That is required because you are configuring the system. You should know. Now I'm practicing. Okay. Now don't measure your configuration by number of times that you're doing. You may be configuring only one time. You may be configuring only two times. It is okay. But to what extent you are understanding, that is the point. That is the key point. It is not about I created 10 company codes. I practiced 25 times. It is of no use if it is not done in a proper way. Tomorrow, nobody will see how many times you did practice, right? Nobody will even ask you whether you practiced or not practiced. Nobody cares. When you talk, when you understand, when you perform, everything is seen, everything is visible. Your actions shows everything, right? So
Yes, sir.
nobody will put any question, and you need to ensure you're confident enough to handle all these points. And when you know the points clearly right from the beginning, when you look at the system, you should know what you are doing and why you are doing, where you will do what. It is not initially you will only focus on the configuration and all will not practically work. When we know these things practically will not work, we should not do it. Okay, like this, it will happen. And most of you, when you see, people will ask you whether you were part of any implementation project, yes or no.
Yes, sir.
And then they will ask you, if you tell yes, then they'll ask what was your contribution, what was your role, what exactly you did in the implementation project. Why they are specifically asking like this? Just to know whether you really worked or not.
Yes, sir.
All right. Otherwise, you will tell the theoretical answer for implementation, what will happen, all this kind of a thing. But if you really worked, you will tell what you exactly did there. Now, if you look at your SAP FICO, in general, how long it will take to complete FICO course on an average? 3 to 4 months.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Your configuration, your full course, full FICO course is getting completed, let's say 4 months. How many hours a day? 1 hour a day?
Yes, sir.
1 hour a day, 4 months. Now, any implementation project will take minimum 6 to 8 months.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any implementation project will take minimum 6 to 8 months, 8 hours a day.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
1 hour a day, 1 hour a day, 4 months, full FICO course is completed. 8 hours a day, project is not getting completed, even 6 to 8 months. Are they same or there is a huge difference?
Huge difference, sir.
Right? There's a huge difference. That's what people will question you, what you did. What was your role? What was your contribution when you joined the project? Because every project will be executed with a strategy, with an approach, with a methodology. If you're talking about SAP ECC project, which method we follow?
ASAP methodology.
SAP methodology. If you're
Yes, sir.
talking about any S4 HANA project,
Activate
Activate
method.
which one?
Activate.
Activate
For
Activate methodology.
activate methodology.
Right? You should know what is activate methodology, what is agile methodology, what is ASAP methodology. In your project, which methodology was used, and where you joined the project, at what stage you joined the project, what exactly you did in the project. Because in any big project, any big implementation, you will have minimum 2 FICO consultants. How many?
2.
2 FICO consultants will be there. When there are 2 FICO consultants, can I say I did everything?
No, sir.
When there are 2 FICO consultants in a project, surely I cannot say I did everything. So I have to segregate what I did, what the other consultant did in FICO.
Yes, sir.
Surely you
Yes,
should
sir.
not mention everything. You should segregate. This is what I did. What you did, what you segregate is a question mark. And whatever you tell, they want you to tell what was the client requirement, what was the business requirement, whether it is a standard or it is custom. If it is custom, why you did not go for standard, why you did not convince your client. Different questions they will put just to know you know how implementation happens in a project. They're only checking your knowledge. If you see nowhere, nobody will ask you who is the client, what is the client name, what is the user name, in which location they are. Nobody will ask. They only ask generic tone. Am I correct? What was your client requirement? Nobody will ask what is your client name, where is this company. Nobody will ask. They will only ask whether you know the process, whether you know the logic or not. If the way you are talking is correct, nobody will have any points. Everybody will tell okay. If not, they'll put different questions, different tricky questions, different unnecessary questions we will get. They'll ask where is this client office, where you are staying, how you are going to the office. If you are going through bus, which bus you take, in which bus stand you will stand, and how you will go. If you say I go by metro, which metro station you board the train and where you get down. All these questions they will ask. If somebody is asking these kind of questions in the interview, imagine that they got the doubt or not on us whether we really worked or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
People sometimes literally ask these questions in your interview, in SAP FICO interview. Literally, you will get these kind of questions sometimes. They'll ask you to tell how you go to your office. Because you say that I did this project. Okay, where are you currently? I say that I'm currently in Hyderabad. Where is your client? My client is in Mumbai. Are you doing work from home or hybrid? I say hybrid. How many days a week you go to office? I say 2 days. What are those 2 days? I'll say Monday and Wednesday. From Hyderabad to Mumbai, how you're traveling? Can I justify my answers? Just like that, whatever I'm talking in interview?
No, sir.
It is not only your FICO configuration, all these points will have to be well prepared. You never know who will ask what in your interview. When you know these points, when somebody is asking these questions, you have clear-cut answer, confident answer.
Sir.
Yes or no? Tell that, okay, I'm going to office, but not to Mumbai office. I'm going to Hyderabad office only. Almost all top companies will have locations everywhere. But you should know how you're handling the situations. You should know what you're talking, what you're explaining, whether it is meaningful or it is putting trouble to you. Some statements, whatever we pass, will create a trouble to us in the interview. Don't pass such a statement because we do not know the impact of it. We're talking for that moment. These points you have to be very, very careful with. Okay. Now, in any project, if you take, RICEF object is important or it is optional?
It's important.
Important.
This is important. And in each of the project, there are many RICEF object. In each of the project, there are so many RICEF object. We need to make sure which one is priority, which one is not priority. Priority in the sense, there are certain RICEF object which are showstoppers. Like if you do not have a report, it will be difficult.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sometimes if the report is not available, it will be difficult. Certain things are not required immediately, but required after a month. Certain things are not required immediately, but it can be required or it is needed before the month closure. For certain thing you will have timeline. For certain thing you will not have timeline. Certain things are required right from day one. Certain things are required after first month, before first month close, within 3 months, within 6 months. Agree? Accordingly,
Yes.
you have to prioritize. And as a FICO consultant, you should be in a position to prioritize. what is important, what is not important, which is supposed to be done now, which is supposed to be done later. Okay, then you will decide, okay, because tomorrow your project manager asks how many RICEF objects are identified. Then you say that total is 150. Out of 150, let's say from FICO you identified somewhere around 50. Out of 150, 50 are related to FICO. Now we don't do 50 from FICO only, right? If you do 50 from FICO, then the leftover are only 20 for other modules.
Yes, sir.
Because overall 70 from FICO itself I got 50. What I will do for other modules, ST, other modules? I will tell no, you reduce it to 20. Whatever is, wherever there is an alternative solution by SAP, propose that alternative. Don't go for the customization. If they still want the customization, let them get it done while they are in the support project, in the support phase, not in the initial implementation. First, they have to use the functionality, right? Use the standard functionality, understand what data you are getting, and then you will have an idea, okay, not like this I want. Then they will only change the requirement later on. Currently, they do not have the system access. Am I correct? They do not know how it actually works in the SAP because we have not gone live yet. Once the project is gone live, when they actually start seeing the report data, they will get to know, no, here I want like this, here I want like this. Even if you take certain requirements now, you are surely aware that this will get changed later on. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And accordingly, you'll have to take decisions and not to expect that somebody will come and somebody will make you understand this. Nobody will come, nobody will make you understand. All these things, everybody will expect we are comfortable with. And that is where everybody, if you see, is asking for experienced consultant. They're asking whether you have experience or not. Anybody is verifying your experience? They're just verifying with your knowledge only, right?
Yes,
Your
sir.
knowledge is the proof for your experience, not your document. If you say that you're an experienced candidate, when you talk, your experience should come out. What you're talking, what you're asking, how you're understanding the process will easily let anybody know whether you have the experience or you do not have the experience. And make sure these points you are very, very good at. And once your hypercare support is on, in the hypercare, you will receive a lot of emails, you will receive a lot of calls from different users stating this is not working, that is not working, this error is coming, that error is coming, how I should log into the system, I'm not able to log into the system. Different errors you will get. And you have to handle everything and note down all the hypercare issues. You'll have to note down all the hypercare issues and what solution was provided, why that issue is coming. Because in the project, there are two types of testing. One is in development, one is in quality.
Yes, sir.
Right? In development, whatever you do it is called as unit testing.
Yes, sir.
In quality, whatever we do, what is the testing? User testing.
Yes, sir. UAT.
UAT.
Right? You have unity testing performed by the consultant. You have user testing performed by the client, in which you perform different cases, your regular process, integration related process, regression related process, different cases you will test it. While doing the testing, the name itself is testing, right? Whether it is
Yes.
unit testing or user acceptance testing, it is testing. You will test it with test data only. You cannot test all these possible scenarios, right? You will post one or two entries, you will say, okay, system is working fine. But in the project, once you start using the production system, you will have different scenarios. Different users are working. You will definitely get different issues. You will surely get a lot of issues after the go live, which is quite common everywhere. And you need to make sure why each error is coming. Is this error because of user understanding problem? Not every user will understand everything, right? Some users, even if you tell 100 times, 101 time again the same mistake. Some users will understand, some users will make different experiment, and some issues will come because of incorrect master. Some issues will come because user does not have the authorization. Some issues will come because there is a missing configuration. You need to identify for every issue, for every error, whatever they are getting, we need to understand why the error is coming, what is the reason for it. If there is any missing config, make sure that config is rectified. If it is related to master, make sure master is rectified. If it is related to user discipline, you told user to select option number 1, user is selecting option number 2, you need to ensure user manual is properly prepared or not. Did I mention this point in the manual or not? If you see that a lot of errors are coming from the user because of the discipline, then you will plan a training session. You will plan a training session, or you will record a video training. Video training in the sense, you have a lot of us will have the screen recorders, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
You'll have to do a screen recording, post that entry, and then explain, okay, to post, to create a GL account, this is how you go open this screen, click on this, select this, put this, and then save it. That's it. You're not training them how to learn SAP FICO. You're just making them understand how to create a GL in their company. By the time you're in the implementation project, you are aware what is their business requirement to create a GL account in their company, what fields are required. You're clearly aware or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? When you're learning SAP FICO, we get a lot of questions. There are so many fields, what I should fill, what I should not fill. I am a question mark. But when I'm in a project, I know that, okay, according to your business requirement, these fields are required to create a GL account. And in the video, you record only those fields, show only those fields, update only those fields, and then tell that, okay, these fields you'll have to select while doing it. Or in the video, before starting the recording, take an Excel sheet, write down the fields, and when you start the recording, and make sure you go to the SAP, you click, select this, and save the entry, and publish that recording or give that to the users. Not to the user, to the client you will give. And the person who is responsible to post that entry or to do that activity, only they will have authorization to view that data, view that manual or whatsoever. Not everybody. Because these are again confidential documents.
Yes, sir.
So you should not directly share it with the user. Because different users will come, can you please give me that document, this document? Okay, they are also my client, I will give. Don't do it. You'll have to send it everything through a right channel. And everything must be official, documented over an email. Can I send a blueprint to any end user?
No, sir.
No.
If any end user is asking, please give me the user manuals of all, all modules, I will go through it, I will learn. Will you forward it?
No, sir.
No.
These are all the confidential documents. Don't think they are also my clients only. User is only asking, I will forward. Don't do it. These are all the big mistakes. Big mistakes in such a way, you will lose your job. You will be terminated. You will be removed from the project. Such kind of mistakes. And that is why people expect experience, not for configuration, for all these kind of things. Experience, not to do the config, experience to handle as a consultant. Getting my points right? Why people are asking for experience, why people are behind experience. Only if you have experience, you know what to do. Otherwise, you only know what is the configuration. That is a valid reason why everybody is looking for experience or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
When we have experience, we don't do things blindly. We apply our mind. We apply logic. Okay, whether this is to be done or not to be done, whether it is agreed or not agreed. You will have question marks if you have experience, because you at least know these points. Otherwise, when I tell go, you will run. I did not tell where to go, but you started running. You getting my point right? I just said, okay, let's go. Then you started going. Where are you going? Did I tell you where to go?
No,
Meaning
sir.
this reveals, this shows. And exactly similar mistakes people will make in the projects. Because they do not know. Whatever they know is limited. And they do not know the different scenarios, whatever we come across in the project. And when these situations are faced, they do not know what to do. And they will make silly mistakes, with which anybody can easily catch that this guy does not have any experience before. These points are very, very important because this is where nobody can help you. If you're stuck somewhere in the configuration, if you're stuck somewhere in a problem, everybody will be there to help you. Don't think that nobody will help you. People will help you, but they should feel that, okay, even if I help you, you should work on it, right? If I feel, even if I tell you don't understand, do I think of telling to something to you? Even if I tell you'll not understand, waste. Yes or no? But if I
Yes, sir.
feel, okay, he can understand, is putting his effort, let me help him. You try this, try that. But people are so the other way around. For example, I am in your project and you are my senior and you told me for any of the issue that I am facing this issue, can you please help me what to do? Then you would have told me, okay, try that, try that. Check this screen, check that screen. Okay, I checked, it did not solve. I feel that he also does not know. I'm simply coming to a conclusion. He is at least or she is at least telling, right, check this. Not necessary it should work. But you'll have to see, okay, they're at least trying to give you some input. But I may be expecting you come sit next to me, show me the transaction code, take my laptop, go to the path, solve it, show me, okay, do this issue will be solved. Will anybody do this in any project?
No, sir.
Nobody will do it. Everybody will tell, have you tried this? Did you check that? Did you check this? See that? Did you Google it? This is how people will ask. No, 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 yes, yes, yes. Only one liner, yes, no is your answer. But you are expecting somebody will come, open the screen, take your laptop or sit next to you, make you understand. This will not happen anywhere. And don't expect that. And make sure when you're facing any problem, when you're getting any error, you are confident enough to handle. If you have to go to a screen, go to a screen. But make sure while going into the system, you are going in the system in change mode or in display mode. What is the recommended approach? Change mode or display mode?
Display.
You should always go in display mode first to see what is there. Only when you decide, okay, I think this is where the mistake is, I need to change this setting, then only go to change mode and then make the change, save the setting. If you go in change mode, you go to screen, check different thing. When you come out, it will give a pop-up. Data is changed. Do you want to save? Now confused. I don't know what I did. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Sometimes when you check, when you come back, you get a pop-up. Data is changed. Do you want to save? By blindly, if I press enter, I don't know what is changed now. Another fear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Now all these things are practically possible, silly mistakes, but we never realize what is happening. Meaning we do not even clear how you have to go to the system, how you have to check the system. All these things will reveal because somebody may be watching from behind, somebody may be standing next to you, and you're going in change mode, checking left and right, and you're getting pop-up, and blindly you pressed enter. It is stored somewhere. You never know what will be the effect of it because we were not paying attention. Point number one, we are nervous. Point number two, we do not know. Point number three, somebody is standing next to you, somebody is watching you. Definitely we will have the tension and we will forget whatever we know. Reason, we do not have the clarity, and these missing clarity we have to add right from the beginning. Overnight these things will not happen. These things will not happen overnight. We need to have a little patience Slowly we need to understand point to point. Then you will see huge improvement, huge difference. The way you're looking at the system will be changed. The way you're working on the system will be changed. You see, okay, let me think what is the requirement, how it should work, how it should not work, what is happening. You start questioning. And this is important. You try to understand first before getting into the system. And you will see that, okay, I'm easily able to understand, I'm easily able to solve the problem. Because when you understand the problem, you can provide a solution. And especially when you're working in implementation project, we need to talk to different people, we need to meet different people, and you need to be part of different meetings every day. You would have heard something called review meetings, stand-up calls, status calls and all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, no? Now all these meetings will be there, you will be part of the meeting, somebody will tell, okay, Ajay, what is the update from your FICO? How many open points you have? And how your requirement is happening? Any issues so far? I do not know what to talk. I will tell yes, everything is okay, everything is okay. But I know that nothing is okay, right? But I'm telling everything is okay, everything is on track. Because I am with a hope that somebody I will find to help me out. But in reality, you will not find anybody. Unless you tell that I'm finding difficulty here, they will try to ask somebody to help you, assist you. If you don't tell, no problem, they will also think no problem. But we miss that confidence, right? We're not confident enough to tell, I'm not understanding this, I'm finding difficulty here. Do we really tell that in a team meeting in front of everybody? Because we do not know how others will react if I say this. Because we are not in a position to understand whether this is very simple one, whether this is a little tricky one. I'm not sure. I'm not able to categorize it. So I will keep quiet. I will tell no, everything is okay. I will close it by tomorrow. It is over. Today I will complete it. Tomorrow I will complete it. These points we have to target and we have to ensure nobody will see these mistakes in you when you're in a project. Am I clear? When you join a company, when you're working in a project, do not give chance to others to point out these mistakes in you. These are all consulting mistakes. If you look at anybody, you look at a doctor, the way the doctor is holding a scissor, the way doctor is holding the injection, you will get to know how confident he is, right? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
You do not know anything about it, but the appearance, the way that they are working will give you a clear clarity, right? Something suspicious. Is he experimenting on me? Client also, your project team members also will have the similar feeling. Because you know how a specific person to act, how a specific person to behave. Not your physical appearance and all, it's about your professional appearance. How you have to look at the system, where you should go, how you should see, what you should talk, what you should not talk. As a consultant, if you are aware, it will make you a good consultant in the market. If you are not aware, everywhere you feel something is missing, but you will never know what is missing. Because our focus, our target is only the config every time. But everybody is looking other than config, you are looking only config. That's where the difference is coming. We are under an impression, let me know the config, let me find the config, and you are day and night putting effort to it, practicing multiple company codes multiple time. But unfortunately, when you go out, nobody is looking at it. People are looking at different other qualities in you, not the configuration, which we are missing, on which we are not putting any effort. And we are not even trying to understand the points. At least if you know the points, when the situation comes, these points will help you out. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And that way, it makes us more comfortable in the market. So, and you should know, okay, I have to know these points. And the way I am looking at a process, the way I'm looking at points should be something different. And these points will take a little time to understand. Straightforward, If I tell you in simple words, it is okay, you will understand it. But the point is not your understanding. Point is, when you're working, others should get a feel confidence that he or she can perform. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
The beginning point is when you understand and when others are noticing you. It is not that I explained you something, you understood. That is not the end point. That is actually the starting point. What you understood from me, what you learned from me, what you practiced, what efforts you put, when somebody is looking at it, they should get the confidence, yes, this candidate knows the subject properly. That is the starting point, not the ending point. If it is the ending point, I can simply talk XYZ, I can make you understand crystal clear without even showing a single error. I will show all your configurations. And you will feel, yes, it is very simple, easy. But when you talk, you cannot talk 1-2 lines to get an interview job, right? Will anybody select you?
No, sir.
Here they want you to talk what was the client requirement, what exactly you did. If this is the situation, what you will do. I don't know any situation. I only know this is the config, this is the T code, this is what I need to do, this is what I need to test, save, run the report, output comes. No error means everything is fine. Very good. 100 out of 100. In the project, 0 out of 100. In the interview, 0 out of 100. We will get back to you. Nobody will get back to us. Because that is not what they wanted. That is not what they wanted. Whatever they wanted is always generic. Casually, you have to talk about SAP FICO. To talk casually about SAP FICO, you should have that much confidence on the subject. Yes or no? Because you do not know what question they will ask. Straight away, nobody will ask what is a transaction code to create a GL account. Not like school kids or your academic fill in the blank, what you call multiple choice question paper, right? Dash is the T code for posting a document. What? I don't know. This kind of questions nobody will ask. They'll ask, why did you create GL account like this? What was the client requirement where you did automatic payment program? They'll ask you questions in a different way, tricky way, how we are able to understand them. And while configuring, if you apply these logics, this is how you get from your client, this is how you get from your business, this activity you do in the implementation and all, you will connect it to the points. When somebody is asking a question, according to the question, it is easy for us to explain. And you will try to explain with a different situation, different story. And that story is what they wanted to hear. They want to hear your story in your project, not generalized story, which everybody does. Relate it to your personalized experience. Tell that in my previous project, in my current project, in my previous assignment, in my previous company, I worked on this. This was the requirement. This is how I did. And we tell like we are teaching them SAP FICO. Okay, this configuration, we go to this T code, we maintain this, we maintain this. They wanted to know where you maintained this. But we are telling how to maintain it. Difference is there or not?
Yes, sir.
We are telling in a generic way. But they wanted to hear from your experience. If you worked on it, how did you work on it? The way you are starting any answer to your interview question will reveal you have experience or not. If you are really experienced, if you know how you do it on the project, on any kind of thing, you will talk in the similar way. If we do not know, we talk in a different way. Simple. Very simple. And while talking, how comfortable you are, how confident you are, what example you are telling, what scenario you are explaining, everything matters. Because you have 1 or 2 minutes, within 1 or 2 minutes, you need to convince them, make them understand, talk in a flow. Don't think while talking in the interview. There are many points that you'll have to focus, right? Because that is the place where you will get the job. Can I bypass interview to get a job?
No, sir.
No.
No way. Impossible. And can I take time to respond to each of the interview question? Can I think after getting the question? On the spot, I have to respond, right? If I'm taking long time to respond, then also I will be rejected. And you'll have to think all these points. And then accordingly, we should put our effort. When we start our system configuration, all of you must know all the factors, all the points. Then accordingly, you will decide, okay, no, to get the interview selection, I have to do these points. I have to prepare in this way, I have to talk in this way. Let me put my effort in this way. Then everybody will have their own approach because you know better about you. I'm good at here, I'm not good at here, I'm weak here, I'm not weak there. Let me improve here, let me improve there. We'll have to make sure these points you're focusing. Not only that you're focusing on config during a training, other than config, there are so many points which you'll have to focus to get the job, to gain the confidence. Once we get to know all these points, you will have your own plan. Okay, let me go in this way, let me go in this way. I will target these areas, I will target these areas. Then it makes more meaningful for everybody to understand. And then you will start enjoying learning SAP FICO. You will realize your mistakes, you will realize where you are lacking, and then accordingly you will put effort. Then it will be easy for me also to understand where you are all going wrong and how you have to improve it. Otherwise, like a tape recorder, I will talk, do this, go here, you will watch it. No difference between your live training and then recorded training. Am I correct? If you are not able to ask questions, if you are not able to understand, there is no meaning that you are attending a live session. And you need to understand points practically. And these things you can understand only in the live session, because what we talk today, what we talk tomorrow are interconnected. And if you go through a recording, for sure you will not refer the 1 hour recording, right? And all our sessions are more than 1 hour. And we talk more and then we see less on the screen. Am I correct?
Yes.
We discuss more, we see less on the screen. And when you listen to the recording, definitely you will not be focused. And we will not discuss in a sequential order. Today I will talk A, tomorrow I will talk Z, day after tomorrow I will bring X, day after tomorrow I will bring B. Then later on when I combine, you'll have to know. Because tomorrow you do not know how you will be tested, you do not know in which situation you will be working. When you know you are going to face the real world tomorrow, you have to be prepared. Otherwise, what will happen? It's different. It's as simple as like you are learning a car driving. Is it okay if I teach you car driving in the night time or early morning, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, where road is completely empty? You will drive without any problem, right? What if I take you around 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning? It is fully crowded. You are scared to even move forward. Somebody will come left, somebody will come right.
Yes. Yes, sir.
But unfortunately, you cannot learn at that situation, right? When you come to that situation, you must have at least basics with you. And you have to visualize. If somebody is coming from here, you have to slow down. Okay, when there is a signal, you'll have to wait. When somebody is from behind, you'll have to see. Don't straight away go straight. You'll have to see your surroundings also. Now, when you're learning, many situations will come which you have to see, because practically you never know which scenario you will come across. And when these scenarios are coming, make sure you're confident enough to handle them. Not necessarily you will get to know all these things, but in case if you get, put a question mark. Will you be in a position to handle it? When these situations are coming, if you're not getting fear, meaning you're confident. You're confident only when you have no fear. Yes or no?
Yes.
You get fear when you have no confidence. And in the project, you do not know when, who will talk to you, in what way, for what purpose, for what mistake, you do not know. Sometimes you will be in a situation you cannot even open your mouth. User will start telling that, no, this I told you yesterday, why this is not done. I will talk to your manager, I will escalate it to somebody. Then you don't even go for lunch. You don't even want to have water. You're scared. If they tell my manager what my manager will tell me, whether I have my job, I will lose my job. Many questions will start striking our mind because we're not confident. We do not know how to talk, how to deal with situations. But if you know all the points, all the possible situations and scenarios that you come across when you join a project, and accordingly when you put your effort while learning, easy to handle, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
At least you will have some points striking your mind. I think this is something which is going to be a little risky. This is a little tricky situation. I need to handle it immediately. You should know what work you'll have to do first, what you should do next, with which user, how you need to talk, how you need to respond, you need to know. Rules will not work always. Sometimes you have to go out of the box. Let's say you are the manager, I am the consultant, and you have the different user. Now your user, 2-3 users asked me to do something, some issues, I am working on it. Now you are the manager. You asked for some report. Can I say that, okay, I will give you after this work, tomorrow I will give, or I have to give you first?
Have to give first.
Right? I have to give you first. If I don't give you first, and if I am delaying for a simple report, you will be under an impression for me only I am getting a lot of delay in the responding and all. Imagine how my users are getting responded. But the reality is different, right? I am telling because no, this user asked me first and he asked me yesterday, I am working on this. After this, I will do your work. But can I tell this to you as a manager?
No.
That I should know how to tackle this situation, right? If another user is coming, I will tell, okay, I will do it by end of today. Send me an email, I will work on it. But for a manager is asking, you don't even ask for an email, right? You will tell, okay, which this report, right? Download it. If possible, while they are on the line, send it. I've already sent, can you please verify? When they'll be happy, oh, you're super fast. You should know where, how you need to work. Otherwise, and these things is something that we need to understand based on your experience, based on your understanding, based on your proactiveness. Where you will get, and you don't need to attract everybody, you don't need to impress everyone. In every project, in every company, there are key people, right? And you should know who are those key people. If you work in such a way, they recognize, yes, he or she is working properly, enough. You don't need to attract every user, you don't need to impress every user, not at all required. You know whose feedback will matter. Make sure from there you don't get negative feedback. Am I clear? Not everybody feedback matters. But somebody, when they say, no, this candidate is not good, no surprise, next day you may be out of the project. When somebody says he is doing very good, no surprise, because he said you are doing good, you are safe. We never know. And it is your responsibility to identify who is what in your project. You have many people who will pass on the information from you to different people. Agree? And it is you who has to be conscious. It is you who has to be alert every time about what is happening around you in your project. At least until you gain confidence, until you gain good amount of experience. Later on, your subject is your protector. Nobody will even dare to talk to you if you are good at the subject. They know if I put something, you'll give me 2 questions back. What is this? What is the scenario and all? I cannot answer. No, I'll better keep quiet. Your subject is your savior, nothing else. Nobody will even dare to touch you if you have good subject. And you will see, though they don't like you, they will come sit with you, talk to you very nicely because they know you can do it. Only you can do it. And then your subject is bringing you the respect also. Am I right? You will see all of a sudden people will change. Small incidents will create different turnaround around you. Some issues there, you solved it just like that. And the people are surprised. They feel they have a respect for you. He's very good. He understood. He cleared it very nicely. This is actually very escalated matter pending for a long time. He solved it just like that. And you will have many situations like this. You never know when these situations come into your project. But you should not be looking for it. If your work style is different, anything is easy for you, and you will practically feel the difference when you're in the project. So whatever you are doing here, you may be finding it a little tricky, a little here and there, but once you are in the project, you will practically realize it. Okay. All right. Fine then. So the remaining portion we will continue in the tomorrow's session. Okay. Bye.
Hello, Ajay. Hi.
Yeah.
Hello. I
Yes.
have
Yes.
a request. Actually, could you please send the recordings of previous batch as
I
you
will
told
share
me?
it today. You will get it. All of you will receive today for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All
Hello,
right.
Ajay.
Bye.
Yeah, just a quick question.